All right, what is good, chat? Um, Let me just post this and then we're good to go. Yo, what's good? New money? That's new money, right? What's good? What's good? I think overall I'm leaning more bullish. Out of this 4 hour gap, I want to see a reaction. I think at these lows, since we did sweep overnight lows, I want to see if price wants to come back up, um, and give us a move back towards New York highs, and then obviously overnight highs, especially since we generate a bunch of liquidity up there. I want to see if we want to continue lower, we're probably going to need to catch some kind of continuation that's going to be pretty strong. I'm not going to be favoring that kind of move because obviously we're sitting in this big 1 hour and 4 hour gap, so it's not the most ideal, but I'm open to it, right? If price wants to showcase that it doesn't want to respect this area, then we can anticipate lower, right? Such as the hourly gap fill, 4 hour gap fill, etc., right? And then obviously lower if we want to continue. Make sure you guys have notifications on as well on YouTube so you guys get notified when I go live, and make sure to leave a like on the stream. Appreciate y'all. All right, let's see. Let's bump some music. Let me make sure you guys can hear this as well. All right. Everybody can hear the music good, right? Is that a good balance? Looks like price is getting a small reaction off of these lows here. Want to see if we continue this. I do like this inversion if we could take this. We haven't really created a 5-minute gap on ES. I do like this inversion back upside. Let me also post on Instagram that we're live. Appreciate you guys tuning in. God damn, is everyone asleep in the chat or what? Oh, what's good, Serge? How are you? Lurking. Looks like price might want to move lower off of this gap. We're getting some movement off of this 5-minute gap that's created. We didn't have a gap create on ES, which is something I'm paying attention to as well. We have some SMT at these highs. Looks like we're starting to respect that. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Just chilling. How about you? Yo, what's good, Gino? What's good, Trap? Good morning, good morning. How are we? Again, I'm only favoring, I mean, I'm open to more downside, right? Potentially into these gap fills, but I am leaning more upside if we can get a reaction on these overnight lows. But if we continue to see displacement through these overnight lows, then we can start to look short. Right, but I do think if we get this downside move, it's either we're going to be able to anticipate it or it's probably going to go without kind of a very good entry. Obviously because we're leaning more upside and staying more patient for that. What's good, D Grimes? How are you? Something that would look really good too is if we come make a SMT with this low, right, that we just put in, and then we get delivery back up, making this inversion. This will be very high probability since we rejected this area previously. Make sure to leave a like on the stream, guys, and turn on notifications as well. All right, we just took that low on NQ. Let's see how we hold here. Did we just make equal lows? How was everyone's weekend? Yesterday obviously was a shit fest. Price action was just chop, chop, chop. I do really like this long if we can get over this gap. Pretty lethargic open so far. Nothing really crazy. Yo, what's good, Dylan? How are you, bro? Welcome, welcome. We're just waiting for what the opening range move wants to do, and then kind of cater off that. Looks like price trying to come back up, but let's see. That gap is going to be our highest probability entry if we're looking long. It's 1 minute inversion. Not this one here, the one above. The other thing that to note is that we did put in a 5 minute gap on NQ, but we did not on ES, which means, in my opinion, it's kind of like a fake gap that we're kind of respecting here. If we go down the 1 minute, seeing this reject previously, right, come back, sweep this low, and then start to get the move back up, obviously inversing this gap first, and then getting continuation higher, I think is what the play will be. Obviously, we're going to look to favor to long ES since it's going to be the stronger asset. Obviously we could look to target the 930 highs and higher. We do have a ton of generated liquidity from the overnight session as well. All these stacked highs, there's a bunch of LR possibly. We're also sitting in an hourly and 4-hour gap. We did just open up 10 a.m. candle. So I like to see this candle possibly expand upside. All right. I think, guys, if we get this inversion, a good close through, I mean, this is a pretty good internal target that we can use. And then obviously we're looking to run much higher, all into these stacked highs. Let me just turn off the music as well because I'm going to be recording this. I want to see a good candle closure on both here. Right, especially on NQ since it's a weaker asset. We want to see confirmation on there, not just on ES. All right, we got a good close. I'm trying
Order
this.
filled.
All right, I'm in trying this, and let's see how this goes. I like the wick on the hourly for longs, like a nice sweep to push higher for external liquidity. Yeah. Looks good. I mean, this kind of just lines up everything. So if this fails, this could either be mistimed or just wrong read, which is wrong read. Then we'll see more displacement lower. And then we can look to either see how we react if we want to get that push up if we're mistimed, or if we could look for a continuation short into that 4-hour gap fill. But I do like this. I don't mind it. So we'll see. And this 5-minute gap to me is also pretty fake. But let's see. Nothing we could really do. Just put the risk on. I like the idea. Like to see more displacement pretty soon here. I don't want to see this kind of stall out. We also don't have much wick on this 1 hour, which if we do want to come, right, we have our protected stop at this low, right, because that's our invalidation point. So if we do want to make a little bit wick lower, it's fine. A pretty lethargic open so far. I'm filled at 596, exactly to the tick. How's everyone's trading been last week? I wasn't active too much. I mean, the market was pretty trash. Retesting a 5-minute bullish breaker. So we close above this long is looking better. Yup. I personally don't use breakers, but I mean, the structure just looks good. Took last week off because it's moving. I'm locked in W, bro. Oh, where'd you move to? If you don't mind me asking. State-wise. Congrats on the move. That's huge. Pretty good last week. That's good. If you did good last week, even red, slightly red, right? As long as it's defined within your system and you didn't blow yourself out, that's a W, right? As long as you followed your plan, you showed up, you managed your risk, you did what you're supposed to do, then there's nothing wrong with that. Austin, Texas, nice, bro, nice. Fire. Congrats, big dog. That's huge. All right, we got a close over this 5-minute gap that we did have. Just think we might make a smaller wick lower, like I said, before we go up, if we're gonna go up. It's a pretty lethargic open, I can't lie. That's just how price has been. It makes its initial move and then it gets super slow. Like, the candles are pretty volatile, but we're not moving in terms of direction. It's just back and forth. Make sure you guys turn on notifications as well for the streams so you guys can be notified directly as well. And leave a like. And if you guys haven't entered the giveaway, I will post it right now in chat. Make sure you guys enter this as well if you guys haven't already. I'll be giving away this in a couple of days. Just follow the instructions on that tweet and then you'll be entered. Just say like you're not afraid to have wide stops with big targets. So all you gotta do is size down and keep the risk same. You refuse to do so. Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. Risk is calculated by your stop loss placement and how much dollar risk you have, right? And that's gonna vary within your system, right? For my model, I have, you know, I basically have a journaling template in my Discord you guys can get for free as well. Which I'm gonna be making a whole post on that, but I think I have made a YouTube video on it as well. You guys are able to grade the setup, right? And obviously no setup is the same. So why are you gonna risk the same amount on an A setup comparison to a C, right? Or B, right? C you kind of want to filter out to avoid. B is still worth taking, but it shouldn't be the same level of risk compared to an A setup. And I don't mean that you slap on 10 more contracts. I mean, you should have some little bit of a variance, right? Let's say on a B setup, you risk 250. On an A setup, maybe you risk 400, right? And obviously this is all calculated with stop loss placement, and I built a sizing calculator as well into the journaling template for you guys to have. All right, so what I want to see is, I mean, we did have a move past this 930 high, which is pretty good, but I do want to see, oops, I didn't mean to hit my mic. I do want to see some stronger continuation here. I want to see this candle put in a wick and flip. And then once we deliver above this 930 high, then we'll go break even, and we should be somewhere around this area, possibly pushing this ES high that we talked about, that nice internal high, as NQ wants to push towards that 930 high. But at this point, I think we're on side. There's really nothing we could really do. This looks, I mean, we do have this 5-minute gap up here, but 15-minute gap, if we could displace through this gap, then this gives us full confirmation. I'm trying to improve on sizing these on my A plus trades versus B setups. It's really just understanding what exactly defines that A plus setup, right? Not what Twitter defines it as, what it defines to you, right, in your edge. And that comes through data collection, that comes through experience. You know, it's not as black and white as, oh, on Monday I go half risk because Monday is typically shit, right? It's got to be more to it, right? What happened in the overnight session on Sunday night going into Monday? How did we move? How did price have an opening range? Was it clean? Did it offer a good setup, right? It's got to be more to it than just, oh, there's no news, half risk, right? I do want to just see a push here on NQ so we can go break even. And once we're break even, we're positioned pretty well. But it's just journaling is the most important thing. That's also how you build the experience in real time, because it forces you to consciously be aware of what you're looking at rather than just what you think you're seeing, right? It kind of tackles different angles that you don't see in real time, right? Because when you're putting on risk, the minute you put on risk, your thinking gets kind of skewed, right? That's logical. Just getting a pretty strong reaction out of this higher time frame gap. This is not a good 15-minute close. If this gets a close back above these gaps, this would be like a continuation entry. Alright, respecting this small 5-minute gap that we put in, we also have a reaction. We're bouncing off 2 PD arrays. Really want to see what price wants to do here, but All right, 5 minute structure is looking pretty good. Hopefully we can get a decent close and get a push up from this area, kind of inverse gap that we're rejecting. This 15 minute is looking pretty good too. We put in a wick. There's also a reason why we didn't go BE so early, right? Just for this scenario. Although we did have the SMT with the New York highs, right, on ES. If we were to go break even, right, we know this is the stronger asset. If we were to go break even, right, especially after a move up like this, right, we're bound for retracement. We have a good entry, right? I'd want to see good displacement away from this entry first before even considering it, right? Because we're gonna go BE, right, off of this move. Although we took the high short, would have gone stop BE, right? And this trade is still valid, right? There's no reason, there's no invalidation, right, until this low gets met, right? And then we seek, you know, lower displacement if that's what price wants to do, or it's mistimed. This is very slow. We get over this gap that we've been rejecting. It's gonna hopefully start to go. What's good, Space? How are you, bro? Hope you've been well. Been this chop? Yep, pretty much. It's nothing new. Been good. That's good to hear, bro. That's good to hear. Price is so flat. Jeez. It's been 20 minutes. Right, there we go. Price starting to pick up, which is good. I want to see a good close over this NQ gap as well, and we should see some movement here, hopefully. It's kind of acting as some resistance here. There's some fire beats, bro. It makes me want. I just searched up some random video, to be honest. I can send it in the Discord if you want. All right, just create a BPR here on NQ. Let's see if it respects it. It's just very, very chop. All right, this gotta go soon. This cannot stall here too much. NQ's kind of dragging ES back. If NQ just can get a close over that gap, I'm pretty sure ES is gonna fly. How many of us are in this right now? Did we all take this? Just gotta see NQ get a good push. I think an Asia trade open a long in a 50-minute gap just showing in on NQ. Oh, you got a long, stronger asset. But it's okay. I do think as long as we do want to get this push up, you should see the New York AM highs get met, and then ES should start gravitating towards this 620 area. Then obviously New York AM highs will be break even. And probably very close to a partial on ES, and then we'll evaluate from there, obviously, to hold the rest at 635. I'm in. W. What's good, Extra? How are you? Man, these opens are just a snooze fest. This is just like such a shit market. It's crazy. I'm so close to my first payout. I had 5 PAs and I had 3 left. Think I'm getting nervous. You can't accept the loss from Ren trade. How was it for you? You're so close to the first one. I mean, the thing is what you're going through is a process that everybody has to kind of go through, and in real time, your mind learns to just be able to handle the stress of that alone, right? Because the idea is pretty stressful when you think about it, right? Your first time, it's intimidating. To get your first payout and you find yourself, not intentionally self-sabotaging, right? But your mind, is finding ways to do it. Like you said, being scared of taking a loss, things like that, right? You just have to naturally go through this process to kind of, build yourself for it, to get through it. But my biggest advice is, especially with props, take it as slow as you want. A lot of people think it's a race to get a payout. They think, oh, because they give you 5 days, to request, that means you have to hit certain targets in 5 days. No, it does not, right? Those are psychology barriers that they put on you to force you into your bad habits, right? You kind of have to understand the game of prop firms and how you should approach them, to kind of counter against that, right? Because they ultimately want you to fail, of course. What's good, Moski? This is just back and forth, back and forth. Of course. I mean, if you have any other questions, just ask. I mean, it's kind of a broad question. That's why it's kind of hard to answer. I mean, accepting a loss is, I always tell people, the minute you enter a trade, size whatever you're comfortable losing, right? Not what other people are telling you. And this digs down to cash flow issues, obviously the prop firm account itself, right? Managing risk within its prop firm account, and then obviously within your own cash flow. And especially if you're trading 5 PAs, since you said you blew 2 of them, I'm gonna assume you're not copy trading them, correct? Because if you are copy trading them and trying to get your first payout, that's a huge thing that I wouldn't do. I trade them individually. Also gives you more chances to get that payout, right? More room for error, which can ease your mind. if you guys are not comfortable holding this, obviously with this kind of price action, you know, obviously we're in the green like 5 points. You guys can either move your stops break even or cut it. I'm personally holding the full stop, right? I'm not moving stops break even just yet. I'm just following the plan, but do whatever you guys are comfortable with. You know, because this is very hard conditions. If you guys are oversized and things like that, right, this is not the price action to be putting extreme risk on, right? You can de-risk some, make yourself position well that you're able to hold. Yeah, I agree. And Q's not doing anything. Once again, make sure you guys like the stream, put on notifications so you guys know when I go live or post a video. Damn, NQ is literally just sideways. Like, at least ES is trying to grind up. NQ is literally just sideways. She's waking up. Hopefully, bro. You know what they say, rent is due. All right, there's a new high on ES, which is good. Still not closing over this gap, which I'm not the biggest fan of. It's 15 minutes, about to close in 2 minutes. So if we get a good 15-minute close, that'll be very solid for ES. It's just NQ is just dragging us down. All right, I think at this point, this is kind of deviating a bit from the plan. But the fact that we kind of retested this area multiple times, right? I don't really see a reason to revisit down here if we're going to start to displace up. So I'm really paying attention to this gap. We get a good closure. We could start to trail our stops to cut some risk, because price, there's really no reason to come back down here at this point, right? We've rebalanced multiple times. I'd want to see this go. We're just gonna wait. If we don't get the displace that we're looking for, then obviously we won't trail, but Come on, NQ, you're letting us down here. All right, nice. See a good close here. It's 15 minutes, it's about to close. Yeah, plus we could use it as a break-even area. As a very good close. All right, I'm gonna go break even because there's really no reason to come back down here again. Especially seeing that NQ wants to push below this gap. I don't think there's a reason to revisit. So I have my entry obviously at 596, which I explained my fill. That's where I have my stops placed. Break even. Yo, what's good, Desi? This is just such shit price action. It's actually unreal. We start displacing up again, and then we just come back down. Yikes. I got a good early entry, but I entered off NQ, so I guess yeah. How long ES because it was stronger. Man, they gotta make New York great again. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? Train one asset. I see. Bro, this shit should be illegal. How bad this is, bro. Every day it's the same shit. Oh shit, what the fuck? Alright, now go break even for sure if you guys are not break even already. What has been the best? Yeah, it's those 7 a.m. moves. Like Eastern time. It's like the random dump or pump. Shit is so comedy. Just check the chart when I wake up. Or like a little bit. Yeah, around the time I wake up in Greece, bro. And I just see like a 200-point nuke. Out of nowhere. Little 5-minute inversion and there's just a 200-point nuke. Yeah, they have been. Bro, what is this price, bro? Chat, you can't even pay me by the hour to sit and watch this, bro. This is terrible. Oh, Alpha Futures just sent a message. We also have a major sale on the horizon, so stay tuned for further updates. Probably an Easter sale. There's probably gonna be hella Easter sales. Let me move this up to my exact entry. If I get stopped BE, I'm calling it a session. There's gonna be nothing else I'm gonna really be looking for. This is just not it. Stack on 0 and Lucid account. Yeah, the Lucid accounts are good. Apex, yeah, Apex has some fire new accounts now. Bro, what the fuck is this, bro? What the fuck? Oh my god, chat, let's go. Oh my god, chat, let's go. Alright, I'm taking a partial. Holy shit.
Order filled.
Oh my god. Alright, we swept the New York highs on that, and we're almost a full TP. Bro, what the fuck? Oh my god, chat, let's go. Alright, I'm closing full. I'm closing full. Oh my god, chat, let's go. That, I don't know what that is, but we'll take it. Oh my god. Oh my god, chat, let's go. Alright, we are done. Alright, that's pretty much it. That is it. We cooked. We fucking cooked. Bro, if you guys took this, post it on Instagram and tag me. I'm not sure what it is, but W. Let's go, chat. Alright, that pretty much wraps it up then. That's what we waited for. I don't know if this is a news pump, probably, right? Or just some bullshit. But yeah. We'll take it. That's exactly what we want to see too. Um, pretty much gonna just wrap it up there. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna be live as well in the morning. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody.